Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host, Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co author of New Success Secrets, available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Coach Dale Young. Dale is the founder of Coach Dale and certified leadership coach. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Coach Dale Young. Coach, welcome.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you so much. And let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
So, really, my interest in teamwork grew out of my professional career. I'd worked in IT for decades, and I grew from a techno nerd to a manager, a consultant, a leader, and an executive. And I always wanted to help people and get the teams working better. So I had a knack for putting people in the right places to get them to do their best work. I've built several high-performing teams. One managed services teams that I'm most proud of, I built starting in 2006. And although the people have changed, they're still there today, 15 years later. So then my interest in coaching started in the mid-2000s. I investigated life coaching, but I wasn't sure it was for me. And then I was walking through half-price books, and this book fell off the shelf and caught me on the head. Well, figuratively at least. And so when it did that, it really sparked my interest. I started doing coach training, got into some assessments and other things. And so right now, my calling is to blend those two to impact Christian small business entrepreneurs by helping them know and walk in their uniqueness and help them create teams that thrive.
Coach, you mentioned Christian business owners. If someone is not a Christian, can they still utilize all this basic principles?
As long as they're okay with knowing that I'm a Christian and that I will respect them and respect their beliefs and everything else.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What are the top 3 reasons why do people fail?
Well, the first reason I think is because people treat failure as if it was something to avoid instead of something to learn from. Fail to me is just an acronym. First attempt in learning. You learn very little from success, but you can learn a lot from failure. Second reason is most people fail because they're not committed for the long term. They pursue an idea without really investigating it, and they run into difficulties and they give up. And third, most people fail because they don't know what the task really entails. They don't know enough about it. They pursue an idea without really doing a lot of investigation, and they run into difficulties and they give up.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
So in late 2017, I joined an organization that facilitates CEO roundtables. I was trying to set up a roundtable of my own. This organization was for CEOs of large companies over 250 people. I spent a year and tens of thousands of dollars trying to get a group started and eventually realized it just wasn't right for me. And so what I learned was that I didn't have enough experience in those types of organizations. I didn't have enough personal contacts, and I didn't have, really didn't have enough connectors at that level. And so I recovered from that by understanding that I'm much better with entrepreneurs and smaller companies, and I'm focusing there with more success.
What are your top 3 success secrets that others can model from?
First, know yourself and the opportunity in front of you as best you can and evaluate it from every angle. Okay. Talk to all the people in your circle that you trust. Talk to God if that's part of your belief. Pay attention to what your gut tells you. Your gut sometimes will give you these little warning signs. But if all the lights are green, go for it without second guessing. Second, I believe all teamwork issues really revolve around relationships because you can't have a team without people, and people are relational beings. And then third, believe that you will succeed in the long run, but at the same time, face the hard facts, just like I did when I had to shut down the organization that I was working with.
What motivates you within?
Really, I want to impact the world with love, truth, and goodness. I see myself kind of like a stone that's dropped into a pond, and the rebels move out from there. And so I'm just hitting the people closest to me and hoping that they pass it on to other people.
What is your company's motto?
Get out of your chaos into your clarity so that you can pursue your calling. Everybody has their own chaos. You have to get clear on how to move forward out of your chaos into your clarity. And then the whole reason for doing that is to pursue your purpose, your calling, your big picture, your big dream, your big idea, whatever that is.
Who is your ideal client?
Small business entrepreneurs with up to 20 people, and these people could be employees or contractors. They could be full or part-time or just even occasional, but they need to want to grow and develop those people into high performance, high commitment, high impact teams.
How do you find your ideal client?
Referrals, networking. I do a lot of group facilitation, public speaking, and workshops. Those are my primary ways.
How do you engage your ideal client?
Well, first of all, we just have a call to see if it's a fit for both of us. And from there, we see what makes sense for their organizations. I've got a menu of things that are possible. And so we always work together to customize what works for them.
What are your well-defined products or services?
Well, because entrepreneurs need clarity on their direction and vision, typically we begin with a strength finder assessment. It's one of the best assessments out there on the market. But from that lens, we decide whether their team needs a presentation, a workshop, if they need to go through their own set of assessments, or if they just need ongoing coaching and consulting. And that could be the team, members in the team, it could be the leader. One of the big things I offer is what I call a Thrive workshop. Thrive is an acronym for train, hire, retain, inspire, vision, and engage. And so those are like what I call 6 pillars. Once your teams become more cohesive, more successful, they perform at a higher level. And in the long run, that increases your profitability and your impact.
Why someone should buy from you?
Well, let's see. I've got 30 years of building successful teams. I've got 10 plus years of professional coaching. I guarantee my results, and I have great references.
How do you crush your competition?
Well, as an entrepreneur myself, I'm nimble and I can customize for each client. So if it gets into a point where I need a larger organization, I'm actually part of several places. I'm like a 1099 contractor to several other places. And so I can bring in certified people in different areas if it gets to be too big for just me, or if I get too overwhelmed.
How do you deliver a 5-star client experience?
It really starts with crafting the agreement around the outcomes to make it a win-win for all sides. And then I deliver more than what they expected, and I finish in the agreed upon time.
How do you convert your clients into brand ambassadors?
Really, after a 5-star experience, I just ask them who they know that would like the same experience, and I get a reference.
How do you handle rejections?
How do I handle rejection? Gosh, well, I try and do it gently and with grace and truth. I try and make it right if possible. I told you I guarantee my results, and so far I haven't had to refund anybody's money, so I guess I'm doing okay.
How do you handle an angry client?
Same way. I mean, it's just making sure that they are satisfied with the results that I've delivered. I mean, I can't make everybody happy all the time, but I do my best.
We are about to move into lightning round. That means quick question and quick answer. Are you ready?
Yes.
What are you grateful for today?
My new bride, Kayla. We just got married in June.
How do you start your day?
I start my day by prayer, meditation, and looking over my calendar to see what's coming up that day.
How young are you?
Well, since my name is young, I'll never be old, but I'm coming up on 68 trips around the sun.
Dale, you are not 68. You are 18 years old. The rest is all experience, 50 years experience.
I believe it.
What you want to do when you grow up?
I really want to inspire leaders around me so that they make a bigger impact on the people around them.
What is your plan to achieve your goal?
I'm going to keep growing myself, and I'm going to keep my best to help others grow.
How will you feel in case you don't achieve your goal?
I'll feel like I left some change on the table, like I didn't do as much as I should have.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
Well, I stay focused on the big picture, the ultimate goal, the ultimate outcome, and I learn from it. I learn from setbacks.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
I would give my younger self the advice of getting involved with athletics early, because when you get involved with athletics, you learn about teamwork, you learn about leadership, and that would have saved me many years.
Once you have a revenue-generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
Well, we just sit down and talk about it, and she's been very supportive. Like I said, we just got married in June, and it's been a wonderful relationship so far.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
John Ramstead, and he's a leadership coach himself, and he helps me grow and dream bigger.
Why being impactful is important to you?
Gosh, that's a little bit more tough. I feel like it's my calling and my purpose.
What do you want to be remembered for?
I would love to be remembered as somebody that inspired and impacted others, and then they turned around and went out and inspired and impacted others themselves.
How can we support you?
Well, I've got a free executive summary that's titled Building Powerful Teams, and it's perfect for entrepreneurs dealing with teamwork challenges. And so you can get that by just going to coachdale.fyi/powerteam, and you'll get it.
We are about to wrap up. I'd like to have a few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here is my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
It's been an honor and a privilege to be here, and you've got a great system. I feel like I was in really good hands through this.
What would you say as a final word?
Margaret Mead said, "Never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, that is all that ever has." And so I say to you and to all of your listeners, be committed, find your team, grow your team, and change the world for the better.
Thank you so much, Coach Dale, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. Really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.